Once the heart and the fetus starts to beat, it is alive. Once you can get that mindset, you might want to rethink killing your child, because that's exactly what it is. I'm not going to have no mercy on your feelings. Okay, here we go. We're going to get this thing started. Hey, I'm Nate Patterson, and this is Express Yourself. Let's get to it. Here we go again.
Express yourself.
This is the place where I get to say what I want, how I want, and the way I want, and I don't have anybody here to take the conversation to the right or the left. These are my opinions only. I don't speak for nobody but myself. So let's get to it.
Express yourself. You don't never need help from nobody else. All you have to do, love, express yourself.
Hello everybody, I'm Nate Patterson, and once again this is Express Yourself live, pre-recorded from home. Okay. Today's topic, I don't know how to put it. Legalizing abortion, we already did that. We'll just call it that, legalizing abortion, okay? I was on Facebook. I'm not always on Facebook anymore, but I was on Facebook and I caught a post that came across my screen. And me and the brother had a conversation that lasted over a couple of days, over a couple of posts about this subject, right? I am pro-life. I have always been pro-life. Never once in my lifetime have I ever not been pro-life. Now, I've noticed that with this abortion argument, people are now attacking pro-life and what that means. It's ridiculous, man. You know, it's ridiculous. All that means is that you are, for life, right? That means that you want people and things and beings to live rather than die. You don't want to kill nobody. That's being pro-life. Now, what about all the laws that do this and do that? That's just called life, right? Stop muddying the waters with that bullshit-ass argument. That's number one. That's a bullshit-ass argument. Number two, I'm going to show you a few more bullshit-ass arguments, right? Okay, so here we go. Roe versus Wade. I don't know what year that pivotal court ruling. I got a humming in this here. I hope it doesn't show up on my recording. Okay. Anyways, still got issues with my equipment. But anyways, Roe versus Wade. Sometime in the 60s, I think it was, early 70s maybe. I'm not sure. I was a kid when that thing passed. No, I think I was a teenager when that thing passed. And even at teenagers, I was against abortion. Right? And it wasn't even legal yet. I was against abortion, man. Because for me personally, I can't see killing a child, a life, a human life. I can't take a human life. I can barely take an animal's life. And that has to be under certain circumstances. I'm not a killer unless I have to be, right? But women seem to be able to do that with no remorse at the drop of a dime. And there are some men that will agree with them and argue for them to have that right. I don't understand how you guys think and how you guys get up every day. Especially if you still got kids and you don't have 1, 2, 3 abortions. How do you look at the kids that you have and justify what you did? I don't understand it. Right? Because Roe versus Wade, right, allowed abortion under specific circumstances, right? I mean, these were extenuating circumstances, or they were supposed to be. But today, if the air changes, this woman will have an abortion. And everybody will say, hey, that's her decision. No, it's not. It's not her decision alone. Why, Nate? Why ain't it her decision? It's her body. Well, that's where you're wrong. And I'm going to explain that to you. Here's my logic, and my logic only. I don't know if anybody else agrees with this, but I'm going to tell you. A female's body is her own before she shares it. Did anybody attend second grade when they taught sharing? When you share something, it's no longer your own because you share it with someone or somebody or something. So therefore, you no longer have control over that object or body because you are now sharing it. You have to consider the other person that you're sharing your body with. When we make the decision to lay down and have sex, we're sharing our bodies. At that point, you don't own your body. You're not the sole owner. Yes, you are, Nate. That's bullshit. Well, just keep listening, right? So now you laid down with this woman, or the woman laid down with you. You shared your body for that moment of bliss or moment of whatever you want to call it, toe curling sex or whatever, right? And you created a child. You created a baby. You created a fetus, whatever you want to call it. Because see, it's a cold thing to call the child a fetus. We don't even call animals fetuses. We say, oh, look at the baby. You know what I mean? But you know, you have to use the medical term fetus. What that does when you use that medical term, it distances you from having feelings for that thing. It makes it cold. It's called, what's the term I'm looking for? Cognitive dissonance. It allows you not to feel anything for that child because it's only a fetus. It's what you think in your mind. It's just a fetus. It ain't born yet. It ain't real. Well, your body's going through a whole bunch of changes for it not to be real. Now, here's my line that I go by. If it has a heartbeat, it lives. I can only fathom an abortion before the heart is beating. And I'll still have issues with that. But if that heart starts to beat, and I think the heart starts to beat, 2 to 3 days into the pregnancy, I think it is. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? But whenever the heart starts to beat, it's a life. It's a child. It's a baby. It's an infant. It's not a fetus. It's no longer a fetus. It's a child. It's a life. Case in point. You will take a seed. I want to plant some greens. I'm going to plant some greens. And you throw the seed into the dirt, into the soil, right? That's a bad analogy. I'm gonna go with it anyways. You put the seed into the soil. Before the seed breaks ground, it has already sprouted roots, which is the same thing, pound for pound, as a so-called fetus starting its heart to beat, or its heart starting to beat. Same as the seed sprouting roots. Once the seed sprouts a root, it is alive. Once the heart in the fetus starts to beat, it is alive. Once you can get that mindset, you might want to rethink killing a child, because that's exactly what it is. I'm not going to have no mercy on your feelings at all. You're a freaking murderer. You have committed homicide legally. Legal homicide. Secondly, what gives you the right to decide who lives and who dies? Isn't that the job of the Most High? Isn't that his job? I know the courts do it. And we yell and scream when they do. Right? So I'm thinking all the women that are for abortion are also for the death penalty. I'm not. Although I can make some exceptions, but I'm not for the death penalty at all. I'm pro-life. How can I be for the death penalty? I don't want to take nobody's life. Yeah, punish the fuck out this motherfucker. Man, you know, I feel I draw the line at drawing the life. Unless, of course, you're Donald Trump. Fuck him. Right? But still, man. Okay, here we go. So let me tell you about my story. I was involved in a relationship, and the relationship was rocky. I'm not going to say a little rocky. That relationship was rocky. I was hanging on by a thread. This woman didn't no longer wanted me anymore. Just be real about it. But I had a hard time accepting that. She got pregnant. She got pregnant. Okay. So she got pregnant. And I was extremely happy. Hey, I got another child. I already had one with her. I'm going to have another. It might strengthen the relationship, and we might get back on the right track, right? So I'm doing the fatherly thing, the parental thing, man. You know, I'm doing, catering to her and this, that, and the other. So she said, hey, let's go down and see the ultrasound. Yes, let's go. We get down there, me, her daughter, right? And we in the doctor's office, and I'm looking at the ultrasound. Can't. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at, but that's my baby. Man, you don't know how I felt on the inside. Whether or not I was going to make it with this woman, that's my child, right? So after the ultrasound was over and the doctor was, prepping her to leave that room, the doctor made a huge mistake. The doctor told her, Miss So-and-so, make sure you verify your appointment for the abortion on your way out. Well, I froze in my tracks. What the fuck you talking about, Doc? Ain't nobody killing my child. What do you mean tomorrow? I'm here. I'm looking at my child. I'm looking at my child in this bitch's belly. And you telling me that tomorrow you're going to end its life? I blew a gasket. But I lost the argument. Now, that's not really the bad part. Okay? Because this woman who no longer really wanted me, right? Because she knew she was committing murder, right? She wanted me to be there when she came out to hold her hand and comfort her. I did. But she did not have any clue what was going on inside of me. The hurt, the confusion, the turmoil, the rage, everything. It was all I could do to stay composed. But she needed me, and I loved her. I lost my child that day against my wishes. I had no control. I had no say in the matter. We eventually went on to break up, and she went on to have another child. She chose to have that one. That father left her cold soon as she was pregnant. See what I'm saying? You see the choices that you allow these idiots to make? You see the choices that you agree with that these idiots make because you say it's her body? No. She shared that body with the so-called fetus. The fetus was feeding off her body, was being nourished by her body. The fetus was housed inside her body, which means that the fetus was connected to her body by the umbilical cord, which means that they shared that body. They were connected. Half of that fetus is mine, or was mine. So essentially, she made decisions for everybody that fucked everything up. And then she wanted me to comfort her. She wanted everybody to feel sorry for her because she lost a child. No, bitch, you killed the child. You murdered the child. Why? Because you were being inconvenienced. Back to Roe versus Wade. You see, abortion was made or allowed under certain criteria. But today, if a bitch wakes up on the wrong side of the bed, she'll murder your child. Then you got to consider postpartum depression, all the things that they go through during the pregnancy. They can have all kind of emotional decisions that will cloud their judgment, and later on, oh, now they're depressed because they had an abortion. That's why the decision should be a group thing. Everybody involved, the mother and the father. Because see, generally, if you got a good man, he got his head on straight. You understand? And he can offer balance to your idiotic thinking. Because you're making decisions that affect lives. You know, because it affected mine. And it ended my child's life. Right? So I'm having this debate with this guy. And he's doing that argument. You know, it's her body, and, you know, and she makes all the decisions, and we just have to sit back and wait. In my Mitch McConnell voice. Right? Well, I disagree with the brother. I really do. I don't think it's her decision, and I know it's not. Especially if she's a Christian woman, like my ex-girl was, or claimed to be. Suffer the children, not to suffer the children to come unto me is what your so-called Jesus says, and yet you murdering them. Why would you even think you have any part of heaven coming? I don't understand it. Do we pay attention to the fine print? Do we actually read the scripture? Do we actually listen when our mamas is raising us? Because see, the only thing we worry about is getting a nut, busting a nut. That's the catalyst that drives us. Sex is everywhere in this world and to the forefront, and for most is the principal thing. People build their life around sex. I used to when I was a kid, but we grow out of that, most of us. I had one of my boys, right? Used to try to bring his hoes to my house so he can fuck them. His wife lived 3 doors down in their house where he stayed. But he wanted to bring bitches to my house to cheat on his wife. I had to tell him no. I'm not about that, brother. I grew out of that. And he looking at me holding his dick, man, I got hoes up. Nigga, you a grown-ass fucking man. And you holding your dick telling me you got hoes? And then when you get one pregnant, you want to kill the fucking baby? You see, this is the mentality that is making these decisions. 98.9% of the abortions are for a fucked up, trivial reason that inconveniences either the mother or the father or both. Well, we won't be able to afford it. I don't have a job. I don't really like him. Baby, you got to get rid of the abortion. You got to get rid of the baby because I'm married. I don't really like you. I just wanted a wham bam thing. See, it's all about fucking. So here's my thing. Right? Let's see, I got 17 minutes. I'm going to go another minute or so. Right? Here's my thing. So you don't have to make that idiotic decision. Stop fucking. Period. It's just that easy. If you don't fuck, you can't make a baby that you claim you're not ready for. Right? You sit there and tell me you're not ready to have a child or a family, but yet you're ready to fuck on the drop of a dime. Yeah, they got birth control and all that. That's still killing babies. That's killing sperm. You know what I mean? Come on, man. There's no way around this. You're committing fucking murder, and that's the way I think about it. You know, or that's the way I view it. But hey, by law, it's your decision. I don't give a fuck how you feel about the words that I said because it's raw fucking truth. You're a murderer. I have no sympathy no more for any woman that has an abortion. You on your own. You got feelings, you know, that you shouldn't have did it. Deal with that shit because bitch, you made the fucking decision. You understand? You made the decision. You didn't consult no fucking body else but your damn self. And you hurt a lot of people with that decision. Now you want people to feel sorry for you? Fuck you. And that's the way I feel about abortion. Okay? If you have an accident, man up, and handle your motherfucking business. You was man enough to pull your little ass fucking dick out, go in your pocket and pull your little ass wallet out, and do your due diligence. Because I had to learn that fucking lesson hard. Child support still kicking my fucking ass. You understand? Do you know what it's like to work 60 to 70 hours just so you can take home $130 because child support don't took the fucking rest? Yeah, that's the kind of life I live. And niggas will hear that and they'll say, that's why I, killed a child. Fuck that. No, nigga, stop fucking till you're ready. I should have stopped fucking until I was ready. I should have stopped fucking until I had it up here. The responsibility. What comes with fucking? The responsibility that comes with that shit. You understand? You got nobody to blame but yourself. But don't blame somebody when they say they don't like abortion and you get mad like it's your God-given right. God didn't give you that fucking right. Man did. Man gave you that right there in the fucking court because God told you not to kill a child, not to bring a harm to any fucking child. That's what God told you. You listen to man. So if you had an abortion and you sitting your ass in church, think about it. I'm Nate Patterson. Peace.